So coming back off the Achilles, right? Like spring, it seemed like you were kind of almost all the way back. Do you feel like you're 100% now?
I think so. I kind of use spring as like a buffer, to get back to the rhythm of things. So I think being in the fall, I was more comfortable, felt prepared, kind of back to my old self, but I think in a new way. I think when I was at Cal, it was a little different. I think my body type was different. I think coaching was different. The whole program, strength staff was different. So I've been really grateful to be here. Kind of had that welcome year. Unfortunately, it was kind of like a welcome year. I didn't get to play last year due to injury, but I think that kind of helped me out from a mental and physical aspect. I was able to gain some things that I think I wouldn't have gained if I wasn't hurt.
You talked about your body being different. So, like, how was that a challenge when you have the Achilles and you can't do the normal things?
I think it's hard, right, for any big guy, any offensive lineman or D lineman, a heavier guy. You get surgery and you want to get back into the thick of things. And, you have certain hiccups, right, that comes with recovery and having an injury. So I think it was important to me. There was a guy, George. He was kind of an intern, but he's known in Arizona. We call him Big George. So I was in here a lot with him in the bubble. That initial spring when I got hurt, kind of on the back end. And I was able to walk by the spring game and kind of get a little jog in. So throughout the summer and the fall, I was able to kind of pick it up more and get more comfortable. But I give a lot of credit to him and the strength staff because they stayed on top of me.
Yeah, what were the main things that allowed you to get back to where you were practicing by the end of the year effectively?
I think just mentally, I think taking it day by day. I think that's the part that kind of slips, right? When people get injured, they have these setbacks because mentally they're tied up, right? They're watching their team, go across the country and play, and you want to play so bad, especially when the offensive line is depleted. And so that's what it came back to in the middle of the season last year, that bye week, being able to practice, I was itching to get back out there. So it was important for me. But I think from a mental aspect, if you just take it day by day, I think that's the best advice I can give to anybody, and that kind of helped me make that stretch.
Kenny said the only guys that are really solidified starters coming into camp, you mentioned a couple guys on defense. How does that feel, and what does that say about the role that you have to have on this team?
Well, I think that's just a small piece, right? I think the reality is you got to get better and better each and every day. I think that's it, right? I mean, it's good that he says, that Leaf and I'm a top guy, and CJ. I think that's important. It's important to have that confidence as well. But I think the reality is you got to improve each and every day because, today is not the end goal. The end goal is to make it to the league. Most importantly, the end goal is to be the best player I can be.
How does that impact your job as a leader, especially?
Young guys are watching. I think it's that simple. Young guys are watching each and every day. On those days where you feel tired and your body is achy, that's your role. You're an older guy. You've been through it, so you got to lead for those guys. To help those guys out, and that's kind of what I want my role to be, is to be able to help guys younger and older because we have a lot of transfers that haven't been here. So throughout the summer, I want guys to feel comfortable. I want them to be able to come to Ben Coleman, ask any questions, and if they're having a rough time through camp, sit down by my locker. And I ask guys all the time, what is one thing you did bad, what is one thing you did good? And I got it from my high school coach. Tell me the bad first, the salt, then the sugar. So I ask random people all the time, tell me something you did bad first, and tell me something you did good, or something that you feel confident you did good today.
Ben, as one who went through the injury issues the O-line had last year, what's the vibe like this year in the room with all the new pieces you've added, the depth, the talent that is there?
I think just some relief, right? I mean, we go through last year, it was a struggle, and it wasn't fun. With guys being injured, we all wanted to be out there, and Coach Dillingham brought in good guys. Good guys that want to be out here, good guys that stay in the training room, that are fighting to get back. And so to really not have the ability to work hard and still not be able to reach that point of getting back on the field with your brothers, I think it's hard. So now we feel confident. We're having a lot of fun with the competition, and every day's a blast. We had a good day today, so we want to continue to stack that.
What's been your impression so far, the two quarterbacks that you guys have that got thrown into the mix?
Well, I mean, I think forget two. I think four. I think all four. I feel confident in each and every one of them. I love how they're different in each and every way. Some guys are cooler, some guys are louder. Some guys have been here forever, like TB. So I think it's important to trust each and every quarterback. I'm glad that Coach Arroyo is switching up the quarterbacks, every couple of days. So we get a feel of what different cadences sound like, right? What they feel like, and I think we have some athletic guys. I think that's important. I think in my career, playing different offenses, I didn't always have the most athletic guys. Sometimes I did. Sometimes I did. Guys like Chase Garbers when I was at Cal. So I think it's important, right, to have a different group of guys because I think it's just nice to see from an offensive line perspective, guys that are mobile. I think it's a sign that we're going to protect our ass off, and if you get back there, just know that those guys can roll.
Ben, Kenny just said that he thinks Jeff and Sam are both quarterbacks that can play on Sunday. What's your take?
100%. Jeff is giant, if y'all haven't seen. The triceps are huge on that guy. So I think it's important. I was born in Jacksonville. Jeff was from Jacksonville. I was his host, so I think it's important. So me and Jeff kind of have a different connection. I really wanted to ask, what happened in Nebraska, right? What happened at Georgia Tech? Where was that drop-off, and how are you going to get back to that point? Because if you watch that film of freshman Jeff Sims, I think it was pretty impressive.
What did he say when you asked him stuff like that?
I think that's something we'll keep between him and I, but I think the reality is that mentally he's in a way better space now. And I think he's excited to attack the season. I think he's felt confident, so I think that's our job as an offensive line, is to make sure he feels more and more confident each and every day.
His throwing style, boy, he came in here as a rep, with the rep as a runner.
Mm-hmm.
I've been impressed with the way he slings it.
Like I told you, that tricep, he got a lot of muscle packed in that thing, so he can sing it. He can fling it, as well as Sam as well. Sam being from Oregon,
Right.
West Coast, went to Michigan State. So sitting down with those guys and kind of understanding, what's your background? Why are you really here? I think that's important, and that's something that Coach Dillingham asks is, why are you really here, and do you want to be here? You say you want to be here. Why? Tell me why. So I think both of those guys, we feel confident both of those guys in their playing styles, and I think attention to detail. They're both fighting with each other, but at the same time, they're both helping each other.
How can camp kind of run a build you guys, culture?
I think team chemistry is super important from top to bottom. You're sleeping next to guys are snoring. You got to get up in the morning, and you try not to wake guys up because everybody's routine is different, right? Some guys get up earlier or later, and I think that's really important. But at the same time, we all got to be at the same place at the same time. So I think it's important to really gain that camaraderie between everybody from an offensive line perspective. And then I'm a big guy throughout my whole career. I've always known a whole bunch of defensive guys, DBs. My best friends at Cal were all defensive players, and that's just how it came about. You guys remember Travion Brown from last year? That was my best friend. So it's kind of how it worked out. I've always been close with everybody on the whole team. So I think that's important for also other guys to be able to engage with people that maybe you don't speak to on a day-to-day basis, or even on a week-to-week basis, or maybe you won't know in camp. To this point, with transfers and everything. So I think it's important to sit down at the campfire, talk, be able to hear everybody's stories. That's really important, so you can understand where people are coming from.
What would be your advice to the players that have not been to Camp T and first time taking part in that experience?
Oh man, get ready. It's a hell of an experience. I'm excited for the guys that haven't been there. I think it's really important for people to, really dive into it, because I think the more you embrace it, the more fun you'll have. We have a head coach that is going to have the most fun out of everybody each and every day, right? He's going to come with the energy because he believes that's his job. So I think our job is to soak all that in, have fun. We're going to work, and that's most important, but at the end of the day, we're going to have a lot of fun. I know he's going to throw in some dodgeball after practice and everything like that. And so, I know we're going to hike the hill, and, and we're also going to sit down and, play card games. So I think we're going to have a lot of fun.